And welcome back courtside at the D3Hoops.com Classic. The fourth game now of the day, right? And so we're over the hump. We are at game 9 out of 15 on the downward slope. As you can see, the light at the end of the tunnel, and it is not a train. And this 3-day marathon of basketball here in Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm Pat Coleman, along with Dave McHugh. We'll bring you play-by-play of this game between the Lutes of Pacific Lutheran University and the Pioneers of Carroll out of Wisconsin. And we'll start with the starting lineups. Indeed, get you underway here in just a moment. But of course, coming off a thriller in which Central rallied and upset number 6 Ramapo 74-69, came back from a 19-point first half deficit to come back and win that game. Ramapo goes home 0-2 for the first time in their 6 trips to the D3Hoops.com Classic. We'll get you the starting lineups here. First for...
Oh, come on.
I know, sorry, man. The Lutes of Pacific Lutheran University. Starting in the backcourt with a 6'1 junior out of Danville, California, number 10, Dylan DeWalt, joined back there by a 6'1 senior out of Spanaway, Washington, number 11, Marcus Glenn. Dylan Foreman, the senior guard out of Bellevue, Washington, wears number 15. Leighton Kingma, a sophomore forward out of Bellingham, Washington, number 32. And Zach Webb, number 33, a junior out of Enumclaw, Washington. For the Pioneers of Carroll, who come in at 3-7. The Pioneers will send out there Troy Howat, a junior guard out of Plainfield, Illinois. Tanner Zaski, a senior forward out of South Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Joel Hesch, the senior out of Mauston, Wisconsin. Ray Pierce, the junior out of Milwaukee. And Tyler Ingebrigtsen, the junior forward out of Elk Grove, Illinois. That is Carroll with the basketball, winning the tip. They are in the gray with the blue numerals and orange trim, and the bucket, the long-range basket, the 3 from Tyler Zaski puts them up 3-0. Pacific Lutheran working on the basket to our left here in the first half. They're in the black with the gold and the white trim. First game at the tournament for Pacific Lutheran. 5 teams have already gone home. PLU, welcome to the D3Hoops.com Classic. We are glad you are here. Shot clock at 8. Foreman with it on the far side, dribbles in. Has his shot blocked on the way up, tries to force up an answer, and it doesn't, and the shot clock expires. So Carroll comes into this game at 3-7. Of course, they lost yesterday to Augsburg on day 1 of the D3Hoops.com Classic. Pacific Lutheran coming in this season at 3-5 in their first season under new head coach Chad Murray. He previously coached at Cornell out of Iowa, if that's a name that's familiar to you. Paul Combs, of course, the head coach at Carroll. Coached at Lakeland back in the day. I first met him like 2000 when he was a really young head coach at Lakeland, and since then went to UW-Platteville, Wayne State, the D2 school in Nebraska, now back in D3 for the past 6 seasons. Is that right? Wow.
I know.
Time flies, my man. Time flies. 3-0, 1836. It's Pat and Dave. You know Pat and Dave. Ira Thor, the third member of our broadcast crew here this weekend. Larry Radloff with occasional notes and asides from stuff he overhears the benches say, and he's the photographer for D3Photography.com here this weekend. So that is the entirety of the D3Hoops.com crew. Foul on Ray Pierce is his first team foul of the half for either team. And they'll put Foreman on the line. He's a 59% foul shooter. First one, no good. PLU women were here last year. This is the first trip to the D3Hoops.com Classic for the Pacific Lutheran men. But a popular destination for West Coast teams, as Foreman's second shot is around and off. Still 3-0. Carroll in the lead. Hesch with the basketball, being pursued out on the perimeter. Crossover dribble goes right side. Kicks it outside on the wing. Pass deflected by Foreman on the way out of bounds. It will remain Carroll ball with 15 to shoot. Carroll 46% from the floor on the season, 31% from beyond the arc. Place where they've struggled, 31%, a little bit low. PLU, 41% from the floor, 35% from beyond the arc. Here's a shot with 7 on the shot clock, and Troy Howitt buries it from the elbow, and it's 5-0 Carroll. PLU perfectly happy to push the ball up the floor. Foreman's got it where he's guarded by Zeski. Near wing with it is DeWalt. Back to Foreman, looking inside, 9 on the shot clock. Getting it to Zach Webb, back outside. Foreman, ball fake, kicks, 3 to shoot. Ball on the way, back iron, no good for DeWalt, and rebounded by Carroll. A lot of long possessions for PLU here in the early going, but have come up empty each time. It's 5-0. Pioneers with the basketball. Ingebretson out on the perimeter. Bounce pass inside and then back outside. Cross-court pass, that's Howitt.
Howitt had a hot first half and was key in their game yesterday.
Here's Hesh with it, trying to work his way in. Shot clock winding down. Off glass, no good, and the shot clock expires.
A little surprised Ingebretson didn't get called for over the back, because that is literally the definition of climbing over a guy's back, but the shot clock violation made a moot point.
Right, exactly. PLU gets the ball one way or the other.
Right, yeah.
The Lutes out of Tacoma, Washington, in the Northwest Conference. Carroll now in the CCIW, or back in the CCIW, and there's a 3 from Marcus Glenn off on the wing, and a nice shot, and it gets PLU on the board for the first time.
At least 3 top 25 upsets today. Number 17, NJCU, falls to Hopkins, 72-56 as another shot falls. So the Gothic Knights take a hit. Ramapo just got done taking a hit. And
Middlebury falls in overtime to York of PA.
So.
Yep. Big day. Welcome back to basketball, everybody.
This is why you can't assume how far a team will move in the top 25. There's too much else going on.
That's right. It's not just one team moving in a vacuum. Turnover for PLU.
Not going to look forward to my trip home.
Yeah, you know, I'm perfectly happy not to be a voter right now.
Yeah, you know what? We need a fill-in now that I think about it.
Tyler Ingebretson with a nice move in the lane, and Carroll takes a 10-3 lead, and then there's a foul on the inbounds.
I love the reaction of Hesh. They're just sitting there on the ground going, hey, guys, come pick me up.
Come get me.
Timeout called. So Pacific Lutheran wants to talk it over, down 7 here to start. And if they were watching, and I know they were, the last game,
yeah, they were.
They can take note of the fact that 0 for 16 to start a game and down 19 does not mean you're out of it. That's exactly what happened as Central stormed back and the Dutch defeated Ramapo. Again, started 0 for 16, ended up going 5 for 6 after that, and came back from a 19-point deficit to beat Ramapo. So don't be discouraged.
There's so much to talk about in that game that literally
Chuck
McBreen and Ira just wrapped up.
Yeah, they're still talking about it.
Yeah, exactly. So Ira's going to hit stop on the camera. Good. That's the important thing.
And hopefully turn power off.
Yeah. You may have to go
I'm going to probably go back and look at it in a minute. Now, I'll give it a second. Yeah, by the way, we've got one more game after this in the fascinating rematch of a 2013 game. We'll talk more about that later, but what I'm trying to say is we're not done yet.
Nope, there's a lot of good basketball left. And Carroll, 4 for 5 from the floor here in the early going. Malpin with the basketball. Kyle Malpin in the game for the first time out on the perimeter. Nick Penny launches a 3, lets it fly, and rains it down. 13-3, Carroll taking a 10-point lead on the 3 ball by Nick Penny. Glenn kicks it outside for Kelton Williams. Ball inside, stripped out of the hands of McLaughlin, and it's Carroll basketball. Carroll looked really good against Augsburg yesterday, just unable to get over the top. Offensive rebound by Ingebretson and a fresh 30. Here's a dribble in from the far wing and a layup good for Ray Pierce. And Chad Murray's seen enough. Another timeout with 14:48 to go, and now his team trailing 15-3. It's a full timeout. We'll take a break. We'll be back in just a minute here at the D3Hoops.com Classic in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Defining moments. Championship dreams. Share the experience with your family and friends. The 2017 NCAA Division III Men's Basketball Championship, March 17th and 18th at the Salem Civic Center in Salem, Virginia. Visit ncaa.com/tickets for your tickets today.
It's on us to stop sexual assault.
In any way that we can.
To get a friend home safe.
To never blame the victim.
It's on us.
To stand up.
To make our community safe for all.
It's on us.
It's on us to look out for each other at parties.
It's on us.
To be more than just a bystander.
To step up and say something.
It's on us, all of us.
To stop sexual assault. Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
Back out at the D3Hoops.com Classic, Carroll has basically hit everything it's put up. 6 of 8 from the floor. They've gotten 3 turnovers from Pacific Lutheran in the first 5 minutes and 12 seconds, and they lead the Lutes by the score of 15-3. Pat Coleman along with Dave McHugh here on day 2, 4th game of day 2 at the D3Hoops.com Classic. Yo, Dave, I feel pretty fresh. Let's play 6.
Oh, your mic's no longer working. That's just weird.
That'd be great. I'd get the rest of the game off.
No! My mic's no longer working.
There we go. That's a more likely punishment. Dylan Foreman as the
hand check.
Shot clock ticks down.
Yeah, a little too much contact. Calling that one off, as it were.
Marcus Glenn with the only bucket on the afternoon so far for PLU. That was a 3-pointer about 4 minutes ago.
They've taken two timeouts. They've almost outscored themselves in the amount of timeouts they've used.
Double teamed out on the perimeter. And,
a little too aggressive.
Unable to get the ball to McLaughlin because he was fouled.
He had a sandwich there, and getting a little too aggressive there was Pierce.
It's number 2 for Pierce.
Kind of like these gray uniforms. I know the gray is kind of replaced. It's like the third uniform or replacing the home jersey to some degree, but these are kind of cool.
From the last time out, PLU. These guys aren't even that good. Are you going to play basketball or pout? And Paul Combs' message is keep doing what you're doing. Yeah.
Wow.
They keep shooting 6 for 8 and 3 for 4 from downtown.
PLU is saying Carroll's not that good? Is that how I heard that?
That's the implication here, yes.
What? Okay.
But they're not good enough to be beating you by 15-3.
Okay. That they are. Oh.
Well, they are doing it, and there's Zeski with a turnover.
Yeah, he shuffled his feet as he went to take off, and if he didn't travel, he may have stepped out of bounds. So either way, he kind of put himself in a pickle. Go ahead.
Second turnover of the afternoon for the Pioneers.
Charlie Sowell coming in. He's from Oregon, Wisconsin. Yes, I said that correctly.
No, actually, I think it's Oregon, Wisconsin,
yeah, well,
right?
I was just having some fun with it.
Oregon?
Oregon, Wisconsin.
Oh, they do pronounce it like the state? Okay.
So Sowell's in.
I just figured it would be like Cairo, Texas or something that you pronounce wrong.
Yeah.
Iowa, Missouri? Yeah, never mind. Kingma with the basketball, hands it off for Williams. Foreman swings around to Glenn. Glenn dribbling in, pull-up jumper on the baseline, well short. Rebounded by Hesh.
That's going to drive Coach absolutely crazy, that kind of play. That's not a a high percentage shot. It's not a good decision and a foul away from the ball.
Chad Murray, relatively well-traveled. 8 seasons as head coach at Cornell before moving to Pacific Lutheran. He's previously, of course, been an assistant at North Central, at Vassar, at Nebraska Wesleyan. Graduate of Chapman, though, so if the West Coast is close enough to home, then...
I don't think he played at Chapman either. In my research, I couldn't find that he had played, but I could be wrong.
Roller does not fall in for Kelton Williams.
But speaking of well-traveled, so is Paul Combs.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Ball on the way, no good. A long 3, and it's rebounded by Kingma.
Combs had his most success at Platteville between 03 and 09.
Parlayed that into a Division II gig at Wayne State, Nebraska. At one point, Wayne State had 2 D3 coaches, both men's and women's basketball. Of course, they had the national championship winning coach from Howard Payne went up there to coach the women's basketball team after winning the title.
By the way, a backcourt violation on PLU, so Carroll gets it back. Yeah, Combs started at Lakeland, then went to Platteville, was very successful there. Wayne State, as you point out, back to Carroll coming in 2013. 60 and 47 overall, now 276 and 207 in his career.
Pioneers with the basketball here. Hesh. Bounce pass between two defenders, somehow finds Cale Maupin for two.
Yeah, I'm not sure where Maupin was hiding. He just popped up out of nowhere there.
Yeah, literally a bounce pass threaded down in that direction is the only way you were going to get him. 4 subs waiting at the bench to check in for PLU.
I have a feeling that Coach Murray would like to see a different squad on the court try their hand at this Carroll team and see if that could spark them.
Now he's got a dead ball with which to make that happen. Of course, it's
2 shots.
A foul as well.
Carroll's already committed 4 fouls, interestingly enough, only 2 for Pacific Lutheran. So if anything, Pac-Lu might be able to get to the line to earn their way back into this. As host of subs come in, we've got number 3, Shea Karakaruto coming in, along with number 33, Zach Webb, and I think I saw it was at 40, Kyle James for Pac-Lu. Coming in for Carroll, number 23, Joe Hesh returns to the game. Got one more Pac-Lu shooter, or sub, I was going to say, but missed the free throw, so we won't see him.
10 freshmen on this squad for Pacific Lutheran.
Yeah, they're
a roster of about 20. I'm just estimating from the length of this page.
Yeah, I believe that's how many fit on that. That's a good question.
The floater goes off the glass for 2 for Dylan Foreman.
I really don't know.
Well, did it fit UW Stout? Lead is down to 11, 17-6. Hesh, and offensive foul.
There is 20, and Stout had more than that. I remember that much.
Hesh picks up his first foul of the afternoon. If you've joined us, we're glad you joined us because we like to talk, and we're perfectly glad to talk to ourselves, but we're glad to talk to you too.
There's only one individual who's been here more than Ramapo besides ourselves. It's our super fan.
From Southern California is seated in the end zone there. Yep. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, he comes out every year, catches a few games.
17-6.
Oh, thank you. I apologize.
You betcha. Joshua Baird with the basketball. Cross-court pass, shot clock down at 7. Glenn's shot on the way is no good and rebounded by Hesh. Lots of players have seen time here for PLU, trying to find a combination that makes a little bit of a dent here. Charlie Soule underneath Ingebrigtsen, outside, 3 on the way. Hesh, no good. Rebound tipped around. Ingebrigtsen saves it from going out of bounds into the hands of Hesh. Fresh 30, taking it to the basket. Hesh finishes. 19-6. I thought I'd go minimalist style. I'd do Gordon Mann style play-by-play for a while.
Nice.
And then make completely obscure references. Not that I don't make completely obscure references myself, but Gordon has completely different set of obscure references. We miss Gordon Mann.
Shot, foul, going to the line is his famous.
Shot, foul, going to the line. Yep.
It's bled into my broadcast. It's such a great call.
Again, it's minimalist, but it gets the job done.
Yes.
Shot, good.
As I said, if you can work your way into this by securing the free throw line, Carroll's now committed 6, which means next foul, Pacific Lutheran will start shooting on free throws. In the meantime, Carroll did the one-at-a-time substitution routine to get a fresh team on the squad on the floor. What is this called? It's a floor.
Karakaruto, second shot off. Rebound Carroll, foul. 2 for 5, now 2 for 6 from the floor. PLU here in the early going.
Just a third foul for Pac-Lu.
And the first for Zach Webb. There we go. You hear words from the PA announcer in the background. I'm looking down the list of names to find which one matches that set of syllables and vowels, you know?
Yes. Pacific Lutheran with a foul. Going to the line here will be Soel for Carroll. Sewell was pretty key in yesterday's game as well.
Sewell, 72.7% from the line coming into the weekend. First shot, good.
Decent crowd on hand.
Lots of fans making the trip from Wisconsin. It is a popular place to not be the past couple weeks.
Absolutely. Coach Doma, by the way, still here from Central. He's on the phone. I wonder how many phone calls he's getting after that comeback earlier.
Second shot good, 21-7. Frankly, there's not a lot else to cheer for in Wisconsin right now, so.
That's true.
Might as well be here.
As a Bears fan, I'm happy about that.
Yeah, me too. Not as a Bears fan, though. It's a shot around and in for Shaker Caruto.
Caruto with a very nice effort there. Yeah, good call. He tried to bait into an offensive charge there, did Johnson, but the official wasn't buying it. He slid in. It's a good call.
Casey Johnson seeing action in just his second game of the season. Fresh 30. Kick outside of the wing for Zeski. Shot no good. Rebound battle for Marlowe comes up with it. Kicks back outside. Dribble penetration, then a kick on the wing to Sewell, and he'll draw the foul. Foul called against, I saw Luke Worley. Did I get that right? That guy's not even on the floor.
Trying to figure
So
out.
40, Kyle James.
The bonus
There we go.
graphic was removed from the scoreboard. I'm not exactly sure why.
Just temporarily, I think.
Both teams now will enter the bonus.
Sewell's first shot good.
Sewell coming in, 73% free throw shooter before this tournament, and has lived up to that expectation.
Makes them both 4 for 4.
And Carroll will keep going to the bench. Maupin will check in. Carroll's certainly not afraid. Coach Combs will rotate often and go deep with his team.
Yep, they've played 10 so far. PLU's played 11 here in the early going.
It's a stat keeper's nightmare. Well, no, it's not a nightmare. It's a challenge. The nightmare is really Grinnell or anybody who runs that type of system where you're rotating 5 in, 5 out every 90 seconds at the latest as PLU turns it over.
Kirk Caruto's entry pass down low is not close enough to a recipient, I guess.
That's one way of looking at it.
Thought I'd try something different. Carroll basketball up by 14. Shot clock ticking down. Taking the handoff is Hesh, and he draws the foul.
Yeah, a little too aggressive play there from Johnson, who picks up his second. He's out there in the corner. You don't have to necessarily body him up. I know you need to get to you got to focus on getting to the baseline so you can cut him off and use the baseline as an extra defender. You don't need to necessarily body him when he's not headed to the basket, and that's what Johnson did and picks up the, let's call it a cheap foul.
Is that the technical term? Is that how it's in the rule book?
I believe that is, yes.
So rounded off on the free throw.
Rule book 16.7.21.
First game after a 13-day layoff for PLU. They played at Portland Bible, and really just their second game in 27 days.
Nice move there from Webb. He cleared the ball through his defender and then made a move to the baseline. His defender back on his heels, had no choice but to body him up and block him. Hash will exit. Ingebrigtsen back into the game.
PLU will play 4 Division III non-conference opponents this year, 2 of them here today and tomorrow. Tomorrow they face Central in this time slot, the 7 p.m. Eastern time.
Pacific Lutheran, we talked about Chad Murray, their head coach. Assistant Tyler Kopp in his first year was a 4-year standout at D2 St. Martin's. 1,100 points, including 16.3 in his final season. Getting that kind of experience as your assistant's got to be invaluable for the players, especially the youth.
Yeah.
Understanding the game.
Right, and then the other thing, of course, is then you have to teach that guy how to coach.
Yeah, true.
but you can definitely relate to the players, right?
Yeah, absolutely. The other thing,
Zach Webb quickly, by the way, picks up foul number 3.
You talk about assistant coaches, and you go over to Carroll, and the connection to Ripon. Obviously, Paul Combs is a Ripon grad. But so is his lead assistant, Billy Schwartz, in his 5th year. He was a star athlete for Ripon. I think he was a 2-star sport athlete, if memory serves. I could be wrong, but interesting tie to Ripon there at Carroll, and obviously through Combs.
Ripon in that kind of middle of nowhere in Wisconsin. Waukesha in the Milwaukee area. Really, I went to Ripon for football this year for my first trip to Ripon.
Yeah.
It is a long way from the interstate. Let's just put it that way. 12 on the shot clock for PLU. 3 ball on the way, no good for Glenn. Rebounded by Carroll.
Pierce out there with the ball.
Yep, Carroll content to move the ball around quite a bit. Been using some dribble penetration, been throwing the ball around the perimeter. Generally been getting good looks at the basket out of the end of it, though.
Carroll had a fascinating battle with Augsburg yesterday.
There's Pierce with a little pull-up.
Nice.
That's nice, yep. Finished it off, 25-9.
The key being he did finish it off.
That's helpful.
That's where Carroll struggled a little bit yesterday. Oh, nice defense, getting the hand in the passing lane.
Yep, Glenn's pass.
Got greedy.
Yep, it's Dylan Foreman back in the backcourt, picking it back off and giving PLU another offensive possession.
Ingebrigtsen was trying to hit Moppet on the break, but PLU, terrific job recovering on defense to steal that. Got a little greedy. Ingebrigtsen probably didn't need to make that play.
Baird out on the wing. Foreman now takes it to the hole and can't get it to fall. Rebound Moppin. 25-9, 7:17 and counting remaining here in the first half of this game at the D3Hoops.com Classic. Who is this team walking
in? That is
in
Whitman.
The suits?
They are always in at least sport jackets and ties. That is Whitman. That is their look.
Matching ties.
Reminds me a little bit of prep school days. It's a different look. I think that's the sign where Whitman has gone. In a nutshell, they've decided to make this about the team. We go back to 2013 here. Things have changed. This isn't what we saw 4 years ago.
We will see them coming up next. They'll be facing the University of Wisconsin Stevens Point in our final game of the night. Whitman will be the last team to start here at the tournament.
Headshots, by the way, same look, everything. That is what they do.
6 to shoot. Outside, long 3 in the way for Zeski. Off the back iron, no good. Long rebound tracked down by PLU. Adams with the basketball. Curcarudo brings it into the front court. Kicks out in the corner for Baird. Thought about the 3, trying to dribble in. And gets the right-handed leaner.
Wow, that is a great move. Great post move by Baird.
Gets PLU into double figures. They're down 25-11. PLU got rid of its football coach, and they're down by a football score right now. Scott Westering wouldn't have them down 25-11, I'm sure.
No, that's a hard score to actually to make in football.
Yeah, but I guess it can't
Doable.
be impossible.
No, it's not impossible, but it's a little difficult.
3 touchdowns, a field goal, and one of them has to have a 2-point conversion. That's all. You're good. You're good. Timeout.
Yeah, we heard that.
6:04 to go in the first half.
Carroll calls it.
Earlier here, of course, you remember Ramapo defeated Central by the score. Yeah, I know. It's like I said it backwards for no good reason. Central defeated Ramapo by the score of 74-69, right? I don't have a box score in front of me.
You were, I believe, close to the accurate truth there.
Okay, close to the accurate truth is a start, if nothing else.
Yeah, one of 3 at least major top 25 upsets today. Going to have to battle out as to which one was bigger.
I'm not sure it's a competition that's necessary to have, but
no, I don't say you have to have a competition. I'm just saying it's an interesting
something to discuss over dinner.
Yeah, one for the Twitter sphere.
Get on that Twitter sphere, D3H, the hashtag. You can hashtag D3 Classic if you like. We'll get you some of the non-upset scores too as well.
Wait, there was non-upset scores?
Probably. River Falls beat St. Olaf 72-49.
Okay, good. 8 seconds here on the shot clock.
Oh, 2 players in the exact same spot for Carroll. And underneath, finishing it off, Anthony Marlowe right there to finish.
From Howitt. That is a heck of a feed, because Howitt was starting to lose his balance. Terrific job.
Things going right for Carroll, not so much for PLU. Carroll, 10 of 17 from the floor.
And gets the steal.
Marlowe's only played in 4 games coming into the tournament. Has had a pretty good impact in limited time tonight.
Got a legal screen away from the ball on the post. 24. They're calling it on, is that Nice? Yep, it is Nice. Nice didn't get a lot of action yesterday. Getting more action here right now, leading by 16. Obviously a little different game than the Augsburg game. And yep, they're going to get a hold now on Carroll. Didn't have to do that 94 feet from your defending basket, Nick Penny, but he was trying hard to keep Dylan DeWalt from getting to the ball and just held on to him like an offensive lineman would to protect his quarterback.
You take the flag if necessary, right?
In that case, no. I think you don't take the flag. That's the worst place to take the flag.
In your own end zone?
Basically.
That's a safety. I remember that much. DeWalt's front end, no good.
On the opponent's end zone. He would let him out.
27-11.
That's
Carroll
the problem, though, is Pacific Lutheran hasn't made him pay at the line yet.
No, that's true. Foreman especially, 1 for 4 himself.
Right.
Long rebound comes down, or a tall rebound, I guess, comes down to McLaughlin. PLU pushing it up ahead. Plenty happy to play the tempo with Carroll.
Just haven't hit.
Right. Foreman with it. Near side, Kingma. Hands off for Adams. Sean McLaughlin back to Adams. Shot clock at 7.
Ooh, that looked weird.
Dribbles in left-handed. Might have had the ball knocked away from behind, but he was the last to touch it, so it'll be Carroll ball.
Coach Combs, I think, not happy the officials didn't call travel. I'm trying to replay it in my head. I don't think he buckled his knees, but he didn't actually physically move his feet, so it just looked a little odd, but I guess. Otherwise, it looked like a shuffle. Of course, led most of Carroll's bench to get to their feet, thinking it was a travel as well.
At the half, we'll have highlights of Flava Flav's concert for here a couple nights ago. You heard Seth Clark talk about it on our post-game interview of Ohio Wesleyan. No, probably not. I don't think we have that footage.
Oh, great feed.
Nice finish by
Soel finished it, and the feed came from Clary on a little bit of a back. It was a backdoor cut and a little bit of a backhanded pass.
And a front-handed compliment.
There we go.
Four-handed compliment?
Forehand, probably better.
Yeah.
Forehand, backhand, tennis.
Yeah, exactly. 4 hands for piano.
Nice.
Adams outside. Kingma, shot clock at 3.
Oh!
Drains that one.
Okay. Maybe hand it to him and have the shot clock expire.
So that's a thing.
A very poised shot there from the big man. I don't think he's necessarily known for taking those shots. Well,
when the shot clock's at 3, you know,
50% coming in, so not too bad a shooter.
An answer for Carroll, it's 32-14. Carroll just follows PLU basically all around the floor, not a lot of switching.
Nope.
And defends out 25 feet, and there is
except when you do that.
Solgetting is a little bit too close and personal.
Yeah, Soel using his legs a little too much there to kind of impede the progress of the dribble, and picks up the foul. We've got 3 Pacific Lutheran players ready to check in after it is in a double bonus situation here for PLU.
First free throw good.
Checking in, Joshua Baird and Marcus Glenn. Also checking in for Carroll, John Hesch. Not to be confused with the pianist.
John
musician.
Tesh.
Yep.
That is where you were going? I thought for sure that's where he was going for a second. Like,
Yeah, I was going there. It's been a long day. Kelton Williams in, one of my favorite songs. Kelton Williams in, replaced DeWalt, who was at the line and buried both.
The NBA on NBC theme, is that what?
Did he do that, actually?
Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah, that's his greatest hit, isn't it?
He's got one other. I don't remember it off the top of my head, but I do know I've used it for some scores in the past. Here's an interesting one for you, Pat.
Okay.
End of the third quarter in women's basketball action. Number 1, Tufts and Albright tied at 46.
Ooh. Tufts blew a 12-point lead in that game.
That'll make you think on a day where we've had a lot of thinkers on results.
Bretson's shot good. They'll get another.
Of course, Amherst and Trine played in our second game, which now feels like forever ago. And Amherst held Trine to 12 points in the second half after giving up 24 in the first half.
Yeah. Well, neither of those is a particularly large number either. But
and I was talking to Brett, and I know Gordon Mann made the same comment. Brett started said that was an ugly game, and then he quickly corrected because I said, both defenses. That's kind of what we see, and he and I both agreed it was ugly shooting, but that the defenses forced that.
Right, it's not like it was ugly ball handling necessarily.
It wasn't an ugly game in the execution. It was an incredible game defensively.
Kelton Williams tries to dump it off, and it is right into the hands.
What a feed!
Up ahead. Layup does not fall for Maupin, but he'll get a chance to finish it at the line.
Carroll is finding all these little holes. Maupin didn't look like he'd get that, and the ball bounced perfectly up into his lap.
So he'll get a chance at the foul line here himself. Just 1 of 5 coming into the weekend. Shooting here in Carroll's got a big, cavernous facility. The Van Male or the Van Molly. I don't even know how to pronounce it.
Oh.
Van Male.
I'm not sure.
Big honking place.
Did not convert on the free throw. As into the game comes Zotsky.
Yeah, that was my comment on shooting lines, basically.
Yeah, no. I know what you're going at.
That one no good either.
And you could see the frustration from him.
Yep.
Comes running off the line, a little ticked off at himself. It's for a 73% free throw shooter. Oh, no, I got the wrong guy.
Wrong guy.
Yep, sorry about that.
1 for 5.
Thanks, never mind.
Baseline jumper on the way, no good for McLaughlin. 1 and done for PLU. Up at the near wing. Swings up top for Zasky. Far side with it is Cleary. And that's when are the officials basically required to blow the whistle 5 times for a travel? It's like you don't even have to look up to hear.
Hey, stop.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's definitely, I think that and is it jump balls? No, there's another one that always gets a multiple whistle treatment as well. We'll have to ask our resident official.
That's right.
Either A, the guys we talk to all the time, or our photographer, Larry Redlaw.
Yeah. King was 3 ball too long.
Yeah, 80 seconds left in this one, and I got to give PLU credit because as well, they're not playing tremendous, but Carroll has not been able to really get away from them.
They're fairly away.
Yeah, but the way this one started, I expected this to be even bigger by halftime. And that's the reason Carroll with these why? Why foul him literally 94 feet from the basket? Clary's using his hip to keep Williams from getting the ball at the end line.
Yeah. Yeah, when you're up by 19 with a minute
to
to
go
in the
first half.
Yeah.
Okay, I get you're playing aggressive defense. I'm fine with that. I get you want to keep it from coming up the court easily. But you don't need to hip check him before he even gets the ball in an inbounds play.
Yeah, he's a freshman, so.
But he's not the only one who's made this mistake here today.
Well, he's playing tight defense against him. Williams is a freshman, too. Williams comes pushing against him pretty hard, and then that's the second contact that gets called.
And Coach Combs has a long talk with him as he comes off, and probably to the same extent. You don't need to do that. One of the 2 free throws, though, and that's where PLU just can't catch a break. They've been in the free throw favor most of this half, and they haven't been able to use it to get back into this.
No, they are 5 for 12 from the foul line.
Yeah, I mean, hit just 5 more, and at least it's an interesting game at 13. Oh!
Dave is saying you got a boring game right now. Zoski makes it a 20-point game here in the first half.
Trying not to. Granted, it was 19-point deficit halfway through the first half for the last game, but we're now at halftime, and it's down 20.
Yep, a little bit of a different flavor right now. PLU is still trying to get off the plane, I think, in a sense.
Oh.
They're still adjusting to being back in action, and there is McLaughlin getting the handle and finishing.
Yeah, not the best handle by McLaughlin, but he stayed with it and then had the patience and the wherewithal to know that the overcommitted on the defense on the loose ball, he picked it up, turned and faced, and got it to go. And Carroll will call timeout, leaving them with 4 timeouts remaining for the second half. That almost felt like one of those use it or lose it moments
right?
in a media timeout game. I got to use my 30. No, you don't.
You don't actually have to. That's not actually how this works,
right,
but that's all right.
But at the same time, Coach Combs, known as one who wants to be teaching his guys at all times, takes advantage of an opportunity here despite leading by 18. Here's how we're going to execute. So he's using the game still as a teaching tool. We still want to execute because after this we get into conference play for most of these teams, and they're going to need to execute. So limited opportunities to still work on some things.
Earlier today in women's action, Occidental defeated Hamlin 64-55. It was third-ranked Amherst over number 6 Trine 41-36. In men's action here at the D3Hoops.com Classic, Central defeated 6th-ranked Ramapo 74-69. And you've got this game here, and then the top-ranked Blues from Whitman will be taking on UW-Stevens Point in our final game of the night coming up.
Do you have a Tufts women's update there? Because I have one if you did not.
It's 52-51 Albright with 7 minutes left.
There we go. Thank you.
No, I wouldn't slack off on that. Here's a pull-up jumper just inside the arc as time expires for the half. No good, so we will go to the half with Carroll leading comfortably over Pacific Lutheran by the score of 37-19.
Not a bad half for Carroll, especially coming off of yesterday's battle with Augsburg. Pacific Lutheran, as you said, and we've seen it a lot of teams when you've already had your break to begin with, but also your first game, a little sluggish.
Yeah. We'll be back in about 11 minutes or so with halftime stats and more from the South Point Arena here in Las Vegas. We're at the half. Game 4 of 5 today sees Carroll University leading Pacific Lutheran by the score of 37-19.
Receive a non-athletic scholarship upon entering school.
I got the presidential scholarship, which was huge for me.
I think there's more opportunities for academic scholarships in Division III.
I did receive academic scholarships. Just being involved on campus, being a leader, all those things combined kind of get me recognized. It's a great experience for me.
For the love of the game. That's what it's all about, they say. But for those of us who are Division III student athletes, it's more than that.
It's more about team and the schools and communities we represent.
And for the many of us blessed with the strength to compete in sport at the college level, we understand that with what we were given comes a special obligation.
Our obligation to help those who have their own special needs and whose love for the game is no less intense.
That is why NCAA Division III teamed up with Special Olympics. Since August of 2011, we and others from Division III campus communities have volunteered more than 250,000 hours, time away from the classroom and practice field, reaching across the country to coach and mentor Special Olympics athletes.
And to learn that in giving, we receive so much more in return. Help us keep that dream alive.
Be part of it.
Get involved.
You can make a difference.
I'm a Division III student athlete, and I know how powerful words can be. The term gay doesn't mean stupid, lame, or less than.
So I pledge to speak up if I hear the term gay used in a derogatory way or any other homophobic terms.
If you can play in Division III.
I'm a Division III student athlete, and my teammates unconditionally accepted me as part of their family. So now I pledge to do the same for others. If you can play in Division III.
It's on us to stop sexual assault
in any way that we can.
To get a friend home safe.
To never blame the victim.
It's on us
to stand up.
to make our community safe for all.
It's on us.
It's on us to look out for each other at parties.
It's on us.
To be more than just a bystander.
To step up and say something.
It's on us, all of us,
to stop sexual assault. Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
Great moments are born from great opportunity. That's what you have here tonight. That's what you've earned here tonight. This is your time. Now go out there and take it.
Cheer for the stumbles. The he shoulda had that's. And the tears that linger. For in those moments, greatness lies. There, you will find the provoked, the determined, the unified. It's in those moments that champions are born.
I used to never really talk. Ever. I was scared and shy. It was hard to look at people's faces. I was afraid if I said something wrong, everyone would laugh at me. But then I started to play golf with Special Olympics. I made friends and won lots of gold medals. But I learned more than just playing golf. Special Olympics helped me to find my voice. And now everyone else is speechless.
Division III allows you to give yourself to other things.
Having that free time allows me to pursue the things that I want to pursue.
Division III athletics affords students the opportunity to, engage in the other interests in their campus and in their lives outside of that sport.
It allows you to just be able to do everything you want to do. I wouldn't change it for the world.
For the love of the game. But for those of us who are Division III student athletes, it's more than that, a lot more.
Sure, the game is important, but as we work so hard to build both mind and body, it's more about team.
That is why NCAA Division III teamed up with Special Olympics, and in giving the gift of sport to those for whom it seemed an impossible dream, we are working to make this a better world.
Help us keep that dream alive.
You can make a difference.
I'm a Division III student athlete, and I know how powerful words can be. The term gay doesn't mean stupid, lame, or less than.
So I pledge to speak up if I hear the term gay used in a derogatory way or any other homophobic terms.
If you can play in Division III.
I'm a Division III student athlete, and my teammates unconditionally accepted me as part of their family. So now I pledge to do the same for others. If you can play in Division III.
This is our It's On Us pledge. It's on us to make a personal commitment to help keep all people safe from sexual assault, regardless of race, gender, sexual orientation, or ability.
Not to be bystanders to the problem, but to be leaders of the solution. We invite you to join us in this campaign by informing your campuses about the It's On Us mission.
It starts right when you hit the court. You imagine your finest moment. The game-winning shot that gets you to the dance. A monster dunk or no-look pass, and cutting down the net. Sports lets us dream of our own success and prepare us for our finest moments on and off the court.
For the love of the game. That's what it's all about, they say. But for those of us who are Division III student athletes, it's more than that.
It's more about team and the schools and communities we represent.
And for the many of us blessed with the strength to compete in sport at the college level, we understand that with what we were given comes a special obligation.
Our obligation to help those who have their own special needs and whose love for the game is no less intense.
That is why NCAA Division III teamed up with Special Olympics. Since August of 2011, we and others from Division III campus communities have volunteered more than 250,000 hours, time away from the classroom and practice field, reaching across the country to coach and mentor Special Olympics athletes.
And to learn that in giving, we receive so much more in return. Help us keep that dream alive.
Be part of it.
Get involved.
You can make a difference.
We are calling you, all of you. We are calling all Division III schools to join our cause.
It's on us to start the change. It's on us to be the change. It's on us. It's on Division III. It's on all of us to stop sexual assault.
This is why we love sports. It's in the way they play, free from the pressures and all the money talk. Playing for simply the love of the game, where everyone has a shot at their definition of success on and off the field. This is what we love about sports, and what we can still love about college sports.
Cheer for the stumbles, the he shoulda had that's, and the tears that linger. For in those moments, greatness lies. There, you will find the provoked, the determined, the unified. It's in those moments that champions are born.
Tufts down 3, less than a minute. Tufts women, #1 team in the country, D3. Down 3 to an unranked. Is Albright unranked? I can't remember. Yes. Holy cow, not even getting votes. They were earlier. 6 and 4. Yeah, they kind of took a bad run. Welcome back as we get ready for second half action here at the D3Hoops.com Classic. Pacific Lutheran and Carroll, you may have overheard us. #1 team in the country in women's basketball. On the ropes, down 3, less than a minute to play. Tufts. Could they outdo Middlebury in terms of upsets to unranked Albright, who is 6 and 4? Did you say, Pat, to me?
6 and 4.
They are in trouble. Wow. It has been a crazy day in the top 25, and if that happens, it'll be both top 25s.
Yeah, and that is down 3 with 32 seconds left and without the ball.
Oh, that's at Montclair State.
In a tournament, yep.
Yep. And
they're playing.
Where's GP Gromacki? Is he in the building?
He could be.
He might be watching the
video
game.
Stream, yeah.
Of course, Amherst here avoiding the upset that Trine tried to pull, though it certainly wouldn't be nearly as big an upset when you have 2 top 6 teams battling it out. But still, interesting developments over the holiday season. How about some halftime stats? What do you think?
Yeah, we could do that.
They're on the screen for your enjoyment.
And you can see here, we're talking about Carroll, how well they shot over the course of the first half. You see the visual reminder of it right there, 61% from the floor, 14 for 23. Pretty good from outside the arc. Neither team shooting great from the foul line here in the early going. Of course, Pacific Lutheran doubling down on that by not shooting well from the field either. That's 6 of 17, not good. When your leading scorer has 3, also not good. Marcus Glenn, Dylan Foreman, Leighton Kingma, Shea Kukurado, all with 3 points apiece. A couple players with 2. Another player with 1 for PLU. And on the Carroll side of the ledger, Tanner Zaski with 8, Charlie Solo with 8, Ray Pierce with 4, a bunch of players with 3, a couple of 2s. And it's definitely a difference. Turnovers are fairly even. Carroll with a big rebounding edge, 17-11, but, you know, and in all honesty, not a ton of missed shots, only 20 missed shots from the floor for both teams combined in the first 20 minutes of action. Pacific Lutheran, obviously you got to get your opportunity here to kind of get things together here.
Gordon, our colleague. I guess I'm going to need to look for an Albright picture. I think I know your women's lead, even if Tufts were to win that.
Yeah, so much for
Amherst Trine, I know. Yeah, trust me.
No. We've got to properly source our images, sir.
We have the right way of doing things. There's your stats, though, from the first half.
That indeed. Well, Chad Murray certainly had a lot of things to talk about. Let's see if any of them are things that can be actionable here.
Of course, we got one more game after this one for the day. 6 more total. Number 1, Whitman will take on Stevens Point in a rematch of the 2013 game. Here on this floor, kind of.
Yeah, on this floor.
Well, it wasn't this floor.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Here in this space.
There we go.
This sacred space. And second half action underway here. Between Pacific Lutheran and Carroll, you hear Ira Thor, our third broadcaster, coughing in the background. He's in between us.
Third broadcaster, second hacker.
Second hacker is it? Well, I mean, I'm not going to promote him to first hacker.
No, PLU gets a good start though. Pat gets the quick shot inside. A little confidence builder. We'll see how that materializes to start the second. Pierce, nice cut off of Pierce driving the lane.
Yep, Ingebrigtsen. Off glass for 2. I mean, Ingebrigtsen's got size, obviously.
Yeah, but a good ball.
6'7", 6'7", but 225. And yeah, exactly. He's capable of putting the ball on the floor and doing stuff like that.
Oh, quick on there on the hedge as well and defensively. But he couldn't get back. Well, didn't pay for it, but couldn't get all the way back.
Kingma's runner no good, but there will be a foul.
Nope, they're going to say no shot on it, so it'll stay on the baseline on a blocking foul. Said it happened before the foul took place, or before the shot took place.
First foul for Zaski in the first half for Carroll. Penny, Pierce, and Hesh with 2 fouls apiece, nobody with 3. Zach Webb with 3 for PLU, and then McLaughlin and Johnson with 2 apiece for the Lutz. Lutz in the black with the gold and white trim, working in the basket to our right here in the second half. Carroll on the break right now, headed left with the gray and the blue and the orange trim. Here's Pierce, spin move. Finds a way to get that ball to the basket.
I'm not sure how he pulled that off.
You know, just like you draw it up.
Yeah, it's exactly how I drew it up.
I can see it with your clipboard over there. That makes sense. That dry erase marker is running out of ink, though.
Don't go anywhere without it.
DeWalt from 17 and hits that one.
You know,
PLU with a couple quick buckets here.
What year is DeWalt?
DeWalt is a junior out of Danville,
so
California.
Maybe I can get him out to Goucher next year.
Why is that?
Well, we now play at the Decker Sports and Recreation Center.
Okay. And so we're talking about tools, right?
There you go.
Okay.
DeWalt, a product of Black & Decker,
All right.
family. It was a long stroll, but I enjoyed it.
It was a long con. Ocean's 1 over there.
Nice.
Trying to draw me into a joke.
I was just drawing myself into it myself. I was just setting myself up is what I was doing.
Oh, you played yourself, that's for sure. Kingma with the basketball for the Lutes. Off the screen, it's Glenn. Glenn puts it up from 19.
Wow.
That's good for 2. Yeah, things are falling for PLU.
Yeah, and that's the big difference for them versus that first half where they struggled. I mean, we look at the stats, though. I mean, again, 6 of 17, 2 for 7 from the arc, and 5 of 12 from the free throw line. When you look at what Carroll was doing, no wonder PLU was struggling. But if they're going to keep this up, as long as they can get some stops, it might make this more interesting.
Shot underneath, no good for Hesh. PLU probably won't be satisfied with just making it interesting, but interesting would be a
They
nice
want to get back in it.
Would be a nice start based on where it's been so far.
The one thing I was going to say is Carroll's defense is so aggressive and not in a fouling way. They don't tend to grab and hold and hand check. They're just so quick to cut off lanes that PLU doesn't get a lot of open looks.
Indeed. Shot clock here at 10. DeWalt.
I mean, just look at that. Pierce just getting in the way.
3 ball too long for Kingma and rebounded by Carroll. Pierce, little up and under and unable to finish, but he'll get a chance to finish it from 15 feet out.
Bodies flying.
Little bit.
Kingma picks up the foul. Pierce will go to the line. Pierce, who entered the weekend 8 for 21. I think he had a mixed day yesterday, if memory serves.
Makes the first one here. At one point, I had a comprehensive pile of box scores over here. There we go. Pierce was 3 for 7 from the line yesterday.
Okay. Yeah, mixed results. Nick Penny, by the way, into the game, along with Cale Muppin.
Second shot. It's good.
Yeah, good form. Hits both. And so far in today's game, Pierce, that was his first trip, so 2 for 2.
Lead still at back to 18 for Carroll, 43-25, 16:46 to go in the second half. Coming down the baseline, reverse layup. Nope, not able to fall for Foreman, but
out of bounds.
Rebound is by Hesh stepping on the end line. Team rebound offense.
Oh, a little stat crew stuff there.
I don't remember the code. Sorry for. Oh. You don't have to say team rebound. You don't have to say offense. Offense. It's offense until you say defense, right?
And that.
Yeah.
Usually. 6 seconds on the shot clock.
J10.
David Walt.
There's nothing else I have to say, right?
DeWalt with a nice little jumper.
It wasn't in the paint, so no rebound.
Pacific Lutheran hasn't missed that many here in the second. Whittled this lead down to 16.
Whittle by whittle.
Ooh, you can tell we've been here a long time today, folks.
Oh, I'm not even officially punchy yet. I'm just working my way up to punchy.
There. That's my point. You're working your way there.
Ingebretson working his way between two defenders.
I love post moves like that.
Yeah, he's maybe the best post player we've seen in terms of classic post moves.
Yeah,
right?
Classic, absolutely agree. Here this weekend, absolutely.
Right, that's all I'm getting at.
Maybe in a while, but yeah, I mean, composed, smart, keeps the ball up. Nice play on the other end.
Yep, Leighton Kingma, the sophomore out of Bellingham, Washington.
Keeps the ball up, keeps his feet, underneath him. Is patient when he faces up. He doesn't immediately go. He sees what he has in front of him. That is not the wisest of fouls there from Kingma, as just as the ball was entering the paint, he gave a little shove with his right hand. And looked at the official with his hands in the air like, what do you mean? No.
Well, I mean that when
you shoved him.
Exactly. When you push him from behind, in order to try to gain an advantage, I will probably blow the whistle.
He got him on the first before he got his hands up. And that's part of those rules that they don't that they're enforcing across the NCAA, not just in this division.
Is that officially a point of emphasis? Or
it's one of those. They don't want players who are moving to be inhibited. And he's moving into the post and being pushed. That's inhibiting him.
Here's Pierce slashing down the lane and finding as a teammate underneath, but not able to finish that off. And then an extended tumble out here in the middle of the floor here.
And I grimaced because as Pierce was going in there, defender completely off ball in Foreman tumbled, and Pierce was barreling at him. And I just had visions of a horrible ending.
Yeah, exactly, like somebody hitting their head on the floor.
Yeah, or
somersault.
Pierce getting tripped up and flying. It luckily ended far better than the vision I had of it coming.
Again, like the wrestling tournament going on down the hall earlier.
Yeah. And it wasn't like he was even involved. Foreman was uninvolved in the play. He just happened to get his feet caught up underneath him and hit the deck in front of Pierce.
Up top with it, Baird. 4-guard lineup right now. Is Glenn's shot on the way, and
really?
They're going to call that a three-pointer.
I'm going to hit capture replay.
Yeah, it was. I'm going to watch that as it flows by on the streamed version here in a minute. I'm pretty sure that we'd be reviewing that if we had the opportunity. And there's an offensive foul. Paul Combs not happy.
I'm not sure why. Oh, I have. Hold on. There we go. Can't see it.
Yeah, it was plausibly a three-pointer. Could well have been from three.
We can get a chance to look at it real quick as they're inbounding.
Yeah, you see what I saw in replay, right?
Unfortunately, the glare is hard to tell.
That's right.
Yeah. They're back in action here.
Dave pulling out the bells and whistles here on Blue Frames Production Truck Software, and there is a backcourt violation.
Backcourt travel, you take your pick.
A backcourt travel. That's really that's a double turnover.
Yes.
So it's like a double negative. You get the ball back.
Carroll hits her shot, they can take it again.
Oh, make it take it.
Make it take it opportunity. Right?
Yeah. Now I'm getting to watch the replay on the stream. The right foot on that one. Yeah. Anyway. Water under the bridge.
Yeah, no point. We don't have replay capabilities here.
Water through the culvert.
Of review.
Pierce.
Oh,
good.
Nice move, Mr. Pierce. Carroll's starting to heat up a little bit, but this lead is also only 15. And I say only because Carroll has been in control a little bit more on here.
PLU is 6 of 10 from the floor in this half. That's a big part of why they're
better than the first half.
Why they're not completely out of this game and only partially out of this game. 5-possession game. Foreman to the hole.
Nice move.
Nice finish there for...
You can see PLU gaining confidence. They're gaining confidence. Their shots are falling. They're feeling a little more confident in what they're executing against Carroll, and it's making a difference here, cutting this game to 13.
Off-court pass outside to Penny.
Oh, miscommunication. Someone's open. Oh, good defense recovery.
Back outside. Penny fakes the three, step in, 15-footer. Good.
Well executed. Saw the man flying, pump faked, and stepped into a better opportunity and a better quality shot.
And that shot no good, but yeah, nice decision by Penny, a sophomore out of Lake Zurich, Illinois, in that space between Chicago and the Wisconsin border.
Right.
If you think of it as suburban Whitewater, if that were a thing, it's about 20 miles south of Whitewater, Wisconsin. We have Whitewater in this sport, right?
Mm-hmm.
First shot good for Williams.
I'm trying to see if there was an update on our women's score, and I haven't seen one.
Well, let me...
It had to be. Is it over?
Live stat that. Let's see. As Williams lines up his second shot.
He's got one more coming.
62-59. It was the final Albright upset #1 Tufts in women's basketball.
Wow. What a day. What a darn day.
Horka with 17, Lofton with 13 for Albright. And
Big
a three
shot.
Ball, good.
Oh, I'm starting to pick my guests for January 4th Hoopsville.
Well, that makes it an easy decision, right? You
Yep.
just drive up to Reading.
I might pass on the drive.
Okay. You might
I could do
would you
it.
dribble drive? All right.
And a timeout called here by PLU.
Maybe it's good timing. We need a timeout as well. I'm not sure if we get a break here. Do we get a break?
Full.
We get a break. Let's take one.
We'll be back after this.
I did receive a non-athletic scholarship upon entering school.
I got the presidential scholarship, which was huge for me.
I think there's more opportunities for academic scholarships in Division III.
I did receive academic scholarships. Just being involved on campus, being a leader, all those things combined kind of get me recognized. It's a great experience for me.
Defining moments. Championship dreams. Share the experience with your family and friends. The 2017 NCAA Division III Men's Basketball Championship, March 17th and 18th at the Salem Civic Center in Salem, Virginia. Visit ncaa.com/tickets for your tickets today.
There we go. Pat Coleman along with Dave McHugh. Ira Thor and I are trying to make dinner plans for later.
That wasn't dinner plans.
It was part of dinner. Dinner was involved. Come on, man. Let's sell me out right now. I haven't even finished the sentence yet.
Yeah, I got to keep it real.
That would be the first. Diners, drive-ins, and dives type places that we tend to look for here in Las Vegas. We're in the market for a new one. We've been to one for about 5 years in a row. We're looking for something else.
We went to another place. It wasn't a diner, drive-ins, and dives place. We went to a new place last year.
Yeah, what was it? I've forgotten.
It was that place where we regretted it from the moment the plates were put in front of us. We
that
should
was
have
not
split
the
seats.
Oh,
We
yes.
should have split the
Oh,
meals.
we're going back there.
We are?
Is that okay?
Okay.
Yeah, why not?
Or just remember, we
No,
learned
I
that we need to split
I
the
understand there was a lot of food placed in
the
front of
name
us.
of that
I
place?
get that. I don't know. Whatever. We're going back. I can search through my credit card receipts if necessary.
We need to remember the team up.
There's a 10 on the shot clock. Shot no good from deep. And rebounded by Carroll. Marcus Glenn throwing up a long shot at the end of the shot clock. Here's Ingebretson.
Wow. Yes. Okay. There wasn't a whistle initially, and I was surprised. And then they finally called it. Ingebretson, as much as I complimented him, just buried the shoulder and picked up the offensive foul there.
I mean, do you want to not go back to that place?
No. That wasn't my point.
Okay.
No,
I agree that maybe we just need half as many entrees.
Yeah. That's a lot of it.
Pacific Lutheran, especially we have to have our big meal tonight because Ira's on the red eye out tomorrow night.
I have an early start the next day, too.
Dave, Jake in the chat is asking if you have a date set for the Hoopsville Marathon.
Yes, tentatively Thursday, February 1.
Okay. Groundhog Day. No, maybe?
No, day before.
It's good. Then you relive the next day.
Yep, you can just rewatch it
2,000 times.
Yeah, but that is the tentative is to return do the marathon on the 1st, which is going to be right before our first regional rankings of next week. That's usually where our timing is.
Okay. I would say my return is probably going to be about the 22nd or so.
Yeah, we'll probably be right around there. Yeah,
bared off the back iron, no good. I'm enjoying semi-retirement. I really love doing this, but I enjoy having a little bit of bandwidth and sanity in January and February, and then I can come in and help, push the accelerator to the floor for the playoffs.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Last Final Four in Salem, Virginia, coming up this March. Women's Championship in Rochester, Minnesota at the Mayo Civic Center.
My 18th consecutive in Salem.
Yeah, we got to, I don't know. You're doing great. I was going to say we got to get you out to other Final Fours, but you've done that too, so there you go.
I've been to 2 women's championships.
Oh, I've been to 4, 5, I don't know. 3 ball on the way. Oh my goodness. Wow, Zeski just nailed that one.
Carroll may be putting the end Pacific Lutheran's thoughts that they were coming back in this. They got to within 12.
And they got to watch what happened right here before, right?
Absolutely.
They saw how Ramapo did not put the foot down.
Well, was Carroll here? I know Pac Lou was here. I don't know if Carroll was here. I walked past Pacific Lutheran who was watching the game.
Carroll with a new offensive possession. Pierce out of the perimeter.
The whole team coaching. They saw him jab
telling
step.
him not to throw it up from out there.
So-and-so needs to clear out over to the far side.
Ingebretson cross-court pass in.
That got lost in the middle.
Right to Michael
Schillis.
They said
tipped.
The Carroll SID mostly catches the ball.
It's hard sometimes when your head's down, as most of us are.
One town's very like another with your head down over your keyboard, brother. All right. No classic chess reference there?
No.
One night in Vegas. Okay. Ball rattles out for Zeski. Dave's going to regret asking me to come this year. Foreman with the basketball.
Jake says I can't count these as the marathon. Dang it.
Yeah, it's just a marathon, right?
Right.
It's whatever it is, it's not a sprint.
Oh, foot out of bounds. It'll stay with PLU.
It's not a sprint, that we know.
Yeah, that's it. I've learned that the hard way this month.
Hey, congrats. A story with no grammatical errors, Ira. Under 4,000 words, too.
Shot across the bow. That might have been
It's a second page.
Got a couple subs here. Johnson returns the game for Pacific Lutheran.
It's good.
Hey, if Pacific Lutheran can make a run here right now, hit a couple baskets, can make or break this game. Wow.
5 seconds already?
No, legal screen.
Okay.
Pushing through. Called a legal screen.
It was like, that's a fast 5.
Off ball. Yeah, no, called a legal screen on James. Off ball. I was about to say, they can hit a couple shots, they can make this a game, but as we cross the midway point of this half, they could be in trouble.
Continues to sit at 20.
Yeah, they need to make inroads like they did at the start of the half. Carroll's gotten some, has gotten some confidence, and Ingebrigtsen just proved that by making another beautiful post move.
Right, because PLU 7 of 11 as a couple minutes ago in the second half, but Carroll 6 of 8.
I'll be honest, Ingebrigtsen continues to have a good year. If he's highly regarded in the region, which is hard in his region because that region is full of good players. I've got my eye on him because I like how he plays.
Even if you just say highly regarded in the conference, that's pretty meaningful.
Agreed. Yes, very much so. He's in a conference that's got a lot of really good big men. I think eventually he may shine, but obviously we're going to need to see him go up against Sorensen and some others in the CCIW before we can really set that. But I like how he plays. I really do.
I've heard of those guys. I've heard of the CCIW. What do they do?
Yeah, they win. I'll just stand
3 ball from the corner
Central.
with the shot clock running
nice
down, and that's
rainbow.
Casey Johnson, who checked back into the game a couple of minutes ago.
I almost wonder if the guy coming up on him to try and disrupt the shot helped him because he kind of put a little more oomph into it, and it had caused him to rainbow it and nothing but net. Yeah, Carroll's in a tough conference now. They left the Midwest Conference. I understand why they went into the CCIW, the old
back to
familiar
the CCIW,
places.
yep.
Exactly. And Pierce was getting a little greedy there. He was trying to hit Hesh. Hesh knew it, but there was no way he was going to get that there. But, you're going now up against Augustana, who made not a miraculous run, but an incredible run to the championship game last year. North Central, who struggled in the first half of the season crazily. Illinois Wesleyan, who lost to Emory to start their return after the holiday break, which kind of surprised some people. But that conference is so stacked. Carthage is having what could be a good year. Milliken may be on the comeback, though not this year, but they're going to be competitive. That is a stacked and deep conference. It's going to be tough to stand out.
Yeah. 3 ball on the way.
And as a team.
For Zeski, offensive rebound for Maupin, a fresh 30.
Carroll might have gotten away with that one.
Carroll 13-12 last year, 8-8 in the CCIW. That is really good. Carroll did not.
First year back and go 8-8 in that conference?
Yeah, Carroll
That's
did not. They did not succeed in a lot of sports in the transition last year.
No, but 8-8 in that men's conference last year is amazing in some ways.
There's a 3-pointer. Yep. 60-38.
And that's going to get, whoa.
Yeah, Chad Murray's going to take a timeout all the way out to midcourt.
He almost was showing where the locker room was. He might see the locker room if he keeps it up.
He could be shown where the locker room is.
He was unhappy about something. I don't know what. I'm not really sure what he didn't like. May have been off ball. They're going to have a conversation. But, yeah, we'll take a break with that. How's that sound?
Take a break. 60-38.
It starts right when you hit the court. You imagine your finest moment. The game-winning shot that gets you to the dance. A monster dunk or no-look pass. And cutting down the net. Sports lets us dream of our own success. And prepare us for our finest moments on and off the court.
Defining moments. Championship dreams. Share the experience with your family and friends. The 2017 NCAA Division III Men's Basketball Championship, March 17th and 18th at the Salem Civic Center in Salem, Virginia. Visit ncaa.com/tickets for your tickets today.
Back out here at the D3Hoops.com Classic, 8:45 to go in the second half, 60-38. Carroll with the lead on PLU. Carroll continues to shoot really, really well, and it made me go back to the D3 Hoops Classic record book. The best shooting performance from the field by a team in a men's game at the Classic is 64.4%. Last year, Eau Claire really taking it to Gustavus Adolphus. You might remember that game.
Yep.
They were 29-45 from the floor. Carroll's right there in contention, at least enough to be in the top
Well,
five.
think of it this way. Pac-Lou in the second half, it's 8 for 14 at 57%. And
little zone here.
And they're still getting outshot. 62.5%. Nice job, Pacific Lutheran, to break that zone. Well done.
Yeah, especially to see it coming out of a timeout.
You didn't know it was ready.
unexpectedly.
Yeah,
Yep.
absolutely. Well done. Hey, and Carroll's going to throw curveballs. They know this is going on tape. They're going to make sure CCIW teams think twice.
Ooh. If this is going on tape, I hope they're listening with the sound off. There's a 3-ball on the way, but there's a whistle. It's
Big
not gonna...
screen, and I feel bad for Baird, who got crushed by a screen, but he had his head turned and didn't see it coming. He initially looked like he wanted the official to call it, but he's the one that barreled himself into it. I didn't see an elbow up. I think he just hit it wrong.
That hurts.
But my point being, a lot of coaches will just make sure something's on tape to keep other teams guessing. And sometimes throwing a zone like that will just make teams think twice.
Baird actually got the contact well before the end of the play. It was, he ran into Engebretson earlier.
I didn't see Engebretson, though, high. It just looked like he just hit him wrong.
Yeah.
I didn't see anything malicious or illegal about it.
I'd agree with that. 16 foul here for PLU, so Carroll's shooting 2 here, and then we'll be shooting the rest of the way as well.
Yeah, and Pacific Lutheran's already been there, but their free throw shooting woes continue, though they're 2 for 2 in this half. They're 7 of 12. I'm sorry, that's Carroll. They're 1 for 3 in this half. They're now 6 for 15 in the game at 40% from the line. Coming in, Pacific Lutheran was a 67% free throw shooting team. Carroll also a 67% free throw shooting team. Exact numbers.
Yeah, it was not going to it wouldn't make the difference right now, but
it could
it's
help.
helpful to shoot better.
It could help.
You want to shoot free throws.
They're free. You've left 9 points on the floor.
Offensive foul by Kirk Caruto, and that will take those points off the board or allow them to never be put on.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot to add a point there for Carroll. There we go.
61-40.
I mean, 9 points makes it, a little bit more reasonable. I can't expect you to make every single one of them, so let's say 7. 61-47 is a different ball game to some degree, but it's just synonymous with everything's not really going well for Pacific Lutheran, except that they've at least started to shoot better from the floor in the second half.
Yeah, 11 for 15 seems reasonable.
Yeah, I mean, that's not too
to demand of a team. Nice save there on the floor by Maupin. Cross-court pass out in the corner.
Carroll just well executed right now. Running things, knowing where they need to be.
Howard with the shot clock running down, drives in and draws the foul.
Howard's had a quiet game here, but he was key in yesterday's game against Augsburg. So we're in the 1-and-1s. Of course, again, a reminder coming up.
More basketball.
Number 1, Whitman takes on Stevens Point, or a
role reversal rematch.
Role reversal rematch. Thank you. Perfect way to say it. Last time they faced each other in 2013, Stevens Point was the number 1 team on their way to a national championship and had to withstand Whitman in overtime. And Coach Bridgeland can laugh about it, so I feel I can say it. The referees had to withstand Coach Bridgeland. and I do say that tongue-in-cheek.
He's come to grips with it.
He has, and we'll talk about it in the game. Seminal moment for the Whitman program. And they don't like that. I don't know why. I'm going to be I don't know why the fans in Soel don't like that, but he's impeding the progress of the dribbler at midcourt by hip checking him. That is a foul in today's college basketball. Maybe it's not in the CCIW. It will be, but that's a foul.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't cut him off. Maybe I saw it wrong. I'm amazed by those who don't understand why defenders can't just hip check somebody.
Oh, right. Well, when you put it that way. 63-41. Carroll with the lead in the
letter. Kidding me. Hash with a monster bounce pass to Hoppin.
Here's Pierce from the top of the key.
And he didn't follow Maupin's advice. Maupin told him to pass it. Pierce shot it.
Yeah, well, you know, when you're up by 22, maybe you just get an opportunity to take one of those.
It was just interesting to watch Maupin point to another guy and Pierce just shoot.
Just swing it around. Oh, no, okay.
He'll stay Pacific Lutheran ball. Listen, Pacific Lutheran's in a tough conference themselves. I think the Northwest Conference this year has gotten deeper than people realize. You have Whitman. Whitworth is good, but I don't think as great as many thought they were, but they're still darn good. George Fox has shown that they're going to be possibly pretty darn good this season. And Puget Sound looks oddly tough. It could be a deeper men's side of Northwest than we've seen in maybe forever.
Oddly tough.
Certainly deeper than we've seen it in modern times, D3hoops.com times.
Oh, well, yeah, in their D3 era.
Yeah. So, you know, this is good for Pacific Lutheran to some degree. These are the kind of games you learn from. This is why coaches go and schedule these games. Yeah, you might lose, but you might learn something. You know,
right, exactly.
Whitman takes on all comers. That's what they did in 2013. They learned from that.
I believe
Look at where they are now.
I believe they did.
And they wanted to take on the best teams here that they could get.
We appreciate when coaches say that.
Yes. Unfortunately, we couldn't get them exactly what they wanted due to scheduling and a lot of airplanes. There's a lot of factors that go into an event like this that make it hard. Make it hard. But, you know, Pacific Lutheran, listen, they're running to a buzzsaw right now in Carroll, who's shooting very well. But they shouldn't hang their hat. They didn't play tremendously, but they're playing pretty well, and they're going to be able to use this in the conference.
Nice three for Zeski right there.
I apologize. The score was slightly out of date.
Zeski with 20 points now, 66-41 our score.
We didn't really talk about Zoski in the game yesterday. He struggled a little bit.
7 of 14, 6 of 11 from downtown.
But he's
actually he's
well
1-3 away from tying the classic record for three-pointers in a game.
I thought it got broken.
No, it was tied yesterday by.
Okay.
Yeah.
That would be a weird
So Will Sanborn,
twist.
Will Sanborn of Ramapo.
I've heard of him.
Yeah, exactly. Seth Clark of Ohio Wesleyan.
Will Sanborn, man, was he fun to watch.
He was all right.
I remember watching. And, of course, remind me of another Sanborn who's now a head coach. I am getting old.
You are getting old.
Tyler Sanborn.
So is Tyler Sanborn.
One of the Twin Towers at Guilford, who's now the head coach at Ferrum. Did what Ben Strong couldn't, and was get Guilford to a Final Four, and he got him there twice. And then made the best play I've ever seen in an exhibition game. He was in one of the first All-Star games and inadvertently passed it to his teammate, who was actually on the other team.
Yeah, well, that's.
I love that moment.
That was a good rule change after that.
Yes, it was.
Pierce 8 of 21 from the foul line.
He was
coming
laughing
into the
as
weekend.
it happened too, but hit Jordan Snipes on a perfect pass on an inbounds play that was not supposed to go to Jordan Snipes.
Right. Yes. Second shot off the front rim as well. Pierce 2 for 4 from the line here this evening.
Talked to Tyler about that earlier this year, actually. Off air, he still chuckles about it.
Hey, it's an all-star game. Whatever happens, right?
Yeah.
Here's Pierce.
Show
1-0. Yeah, setting himself up.
Uh-oh. He almost got in trouble.
Kingma tried to come in and disrupt that a little bit. Pierce a little bit too much time. Took too much time to set that up.
Exactly. A little too much time.
We'll get another look at that again here in a second if you move away from your screen.
Of course we will.
I can see what you're doing there, Mr. Production Truck. Thanks for not leaving you exhaust all over that truck, by the way. Here's a pull-up jumper, no good for PLU.
Uh-oh, could he do it twice?
Well, not on a 1-on-3, I'm guessing.
You never know.
And dribbles it off his own foot. No, dribbles it off of PLU's foot.
Check it out again. There's the steal. Starts taking a little too much time right here.
Yeah.
And What's his name almost came back, but nice job nonetheless. Oh, we didn't kill the audio on that, folks. Sorry about that.
Well, we're learning. Dave's learning. I'm just watching.
Not sure why that had audio on it. I thought I'd muted the audio.
We're
a little delay
waiting
here
for a shoe tie here, yeah. But that's okay. You want to show that replay? Well, too late.
Nah.
You want to show the other angle? Oh, wait.
Cut your other angle.
This is 3 ball on the way. Wow.
Oh.
There you go. There's Tanner Zaski with his 7th three-pointer, and Paul Combs getting a timeout.
He has a little smirk on his face.
So Tanner Zaski ties also the 3-point record.
He might be coming out.
I kind of assumed that was what the timeout was for, but I guess
Taking
not.
somebody else out. No, hold on. Combs going deep in the bench. Oh, he takes out Inga
Brightson.
First time I've done that. Inga Brightson comes out.
See, I don't have any problem with this because my kid's band teacher is named Inga Brightson.
Oh,
so
cool.
I was like, yep.
That works well.
On it. There's lots of Inga Brightsons in Minnesota for whatever reason. It's a more common name there than I would have ever thought of.
Yeah. Swedish and Norwegian?
Yeah, I guess so. And with the finish.
Nice job. Listen, Pacific Lutheran's losing, but they're fighting to the end. I give them credit. I really do.
Well, I mean, they have another game to play for tomorrow. They've gotten to the point where
Augsburg?
you finish working the kinks out. PLU plays Central, in the 4 p.m. Pacific game tomorrow.
That's right.
That should be a good battle.
Yeah, absolutely.
Dutch against the Lutz.
Yeah, I agree.
Finishes the 3-point play as well. 71-46.
Both teams now in the double bonus on the next foul. Oh, okay. Come off the bench and take a 3 if it's open, Mr. Justin Gruber. At least you got the ball back. I'm not sure Coach Combs would appreciate that.
Playing just his 3rd game of the season.
Coach Combs still patrolling the sidelines. He doesn't think this game's over.
Well, I mean, in fairness, there's barely a seat available.
You know what?
For
You're
him.
right. You're right. Actually, there is one seat, but I'm sure somebody has their name on that. Carroll bringing the hockey team with them. Oh, he went for the record. He went for the record. I wonder if they know there was a record.
I can't imagine. Although, I mean.
Staying here, Carroll's.
It's in the program.
Yeah, you never know.
That's why we print these things. I give you a full-service program. It's not just a copy and paste of rosters. We got a record book. Yeah. We got all-time history.
Absolutely. And taking a seat is hash probably for the final time.
We got a quirky little paragraph at the beginning. We got a note
I
about
gotta
action
talk
photos.
to you about that quirky little paragraph.
What don't you like about it?
You say Ramapo 6 times?
Yeah.
7. They've only missed 1.
Okay, well, I'm not going to keep making that noise on air because that's not attractive.
3.5 minutes left here. Could that be the record? It is. And he shrugs his shoulders.
Someone would have to go let him know.
Let's see if I can do something here.
You're going to tweet that? Okay. Well, I would tweet that, but I'm busy allegedly calling play-by-play of this game. Where we're in the B material. 74-46. Big night for Tanner Zaski. There's a baseline jumper for Zach Webb. Wholesale substitutions waiting at the next dead ball for both teams. Michael Kane with the basketball. Unless it's Keene, but I'm just going to say Michael Kane. Nick Penny with a jumper to extend Carroll back out to 76-48. Foreman bounce pass for Webb. Make that Kingma. There's Webb, and there's a whistle.
What is Zatsky for tonight?
He's a very good shooter tonight. 9 of 7. What do you want?
3s.
8 for 14.
Oh, then there's one missing because didn't he just hit his 9th?
9 of 17 from the floor, 8 of 14 from 3.
So he's only tied the record.
No, the record was 7, isn't it?
Okay.
Record is 7. Well, was. Now it's 8. We'll be updating the record book as soon as the game's over. Because that's what we do. Shot no good. And applause for Penny, Hamilton, and Marlowe and Zoski, who come to the bench. Their evening is done.
There we go. Officially making Zoski known on our.
Oh, there's a graphic.
There you go.
Very nice. Now we need a full-time graphics person.
Among other things.
Final 2 minutes here of this game. Coming up next, of course, top-ranked Whitman facing UW Stevens Point. There's a 19-footer on the way, no good. Rebounded by PLU. The Blues against the Pointers. That game will tip off a little bit past our scheduled 8 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Pacific start, based on how quickly we get to the end here. Yeah.
Oops.
Dave's providing the sound effects.
Mr. Gruber looking ahead before grabbing the Z-ball.
Yeah, you have to catch the interception before you can return it for a touchdown.
That's true. It's true.
I've been told that.
Also have to catch the ball before even. Oh!
There's a nice finish by Kelton Williams.
Kelton Williams holding on to that ball. I like his style of play as well as a freshman. He's going to have a few more years in that conference to develop. I kind of like the pieces that they've got in place, honestly, with Chad Murray. If they can get some recruits in, which I know is tough, it's not easy up there in that region, and an inadvertent elbow thrown by
and he has a ton of freshmen despite not getting tired until April.
Right. So, let's see what happens, but I like what I'm seeing here. And this is a good testing ground to give them an idea of where they need to go.
Get a chance. He certainly had a chance to get a lot of his kids playing time here.
Yep. And obviously still a game to play.
15 players have seen action so far here for PLU just today.
Yeah.
As Peterson's shot is no good. Sean Peterson, a sophomore out of Tacoma, Washington, seeing action in his 5th game of the season.
Whoops, left that one short.
He's on the floor along with Luke Worley.
First free throws of the season.
We mentioned Kelton Williams, Bailey Alabanza, and Jack Adams III. I did not mention that it was his first free throws of the season.
Alabanza out of Hawaii. I feel really horrible for the man.
Kailua. Well, at least he's warm here. Shot clock down at 8 for Carroll. Justin Gruber.
Pacific Northwest gets pretty hot. They had a really hot summer.
Dribbling in the right-handed layup, no good.
I think they went 10 days with temperatures in the hundreds.
Corey Neese on the floor, Joey Archer, Caleb Thomas, and Michael Kane on the floor right now for Carroll as well.
No, they're going to do it.
Just wanted to name check for all those people who are in the game here in the closing moments.
Of course, the big one coming up as Carroll will go deep into its bench as well. And
checking into the game here are,
oh boy.
That's a player I don't have my roster.
I don't?
41.
Okay.
That was
probably one of those where I had too many players and I could only fit so many.
No, I had to hand write in on the roster yesterday as well. Do you have that?
I do not have that.
Dan, yesterday's copy of the roster.
Caleb Thomas is into the game, 6'1" from Monroe, Louisiana.
Marty Langhenry is in the game as well.
I will see if I can find that right in, sir.
Number 40, Caleb Thomas, you mentioned. It's Marty Langhenry right there. Justin Gruber remains in the game. Taryn Hall in the game as well. Taryn Hall.
That's a one challenge, I will admit. It's nothing against the teams that
rosters
we have.
Change at the moment.
Rosters change at the midseason midseason, and we don't always get.
We get we get whatever roster they send us.
It used to be a joke with Ramapo that every year we'd have some guy or 2 guys or 3 guys stand out in one of the games, and we never knew they were on the team. I don't know what's wrong with Chuck McBreen, but the last 2 years, no changes.
David Anolis is the guy who wasn't on the roster we got. That's who's in the game. Gruber just going to handle it and run it out here. The final 17 seconds of an impressive
Williams will make him earn it.
76-54 win.
Shot very well.
Versus Pacific Lutheran.
Record-breaking shooting from Carroll.
Specifically from Tanner Zoski. 8 3-pointers on the afternoon.
Kind of crazy, though, when you consider it, because they're after Ohio Wesleyan's performance last night. Never thought we'd be discussing that.
Yeah, we've got another 3-point record falling right away.
Yeah.
Carroll falls a little bit short of the single game field goal shooting record, 57% from the floor. But so obviously that's still a very impressive performance, 28 of 49 from the floor for Carroll. I would say Zoski for sure. He just broke the record for three-pointers in a D3Hoops.com Classic game. That's an all-tournament performance right there.
Absolutely.
So that's who's going on the all-tournament team.
Mine as well. I can't remember anybody from yesterday. That's nothing against Carroll, just it was one of those games.
Well, I still had that box score here in this pile, in the official box score pile. I know you guys mentioned Zoski didn't have a great night last night, but he was still 3 for 10. He had 10 points, so he was the third leading scorer. That's good enough.
Yep. Well, when you set a record like you did here tonight on a good shooting night.
Yeah, you get in the record book. We'll give you a plaque.
There you go.
Well, Sport Tours International will give you a plaque. We'll give you some mention on the air, and we'll put you on the website.
We're only going to start a couple minutes past 8, sir, for the next one.
Let's not shatter a backboard. Although I see there's a spare back there.
There is at least one spare.
Give me just a second here.
And I didn't mean 8. I did mean 6. Once again, the Carroll wins the second game, 76-54, this time over Pacific Lutheran. They finished the weekend. How'd they do against Augsburg?
They won They lost to Augsburg 74-69.
Okay, that's right. So 1-1.
That's a good split. You come in at 3-6.
And Augsburg, one of the top teams in the MIAC.
I mean, ideally, we'd love to have everybody come out of here 1-1, right?
Yeah.
You get a win, and you get a win,
and you get a loss.
You get a win. Well, yeah, that too.
So we'll wrap things up. You want to run through stats real quick?
Yep. So Carroll gets the victory as they improve to 4-7. Pacific Lutheran, the Lutes take the loss, and they fall to 3-6. For the Lutes, they were led by Marcus Glenn with 10 points on 3 for 7 shooting, 2 for 5 from beyond the arc, 2 for 3 from the foul line. Dylan Foreman with 7 on 3 of 9 shooting, 1 for 4 from the charity stripe. Zach Webb with 9, 4 for 4 from the floor, 1 for 2 from the free throw line. Then it was Dylan DeWalt with 6, Kelton Williams with 6, Leighton Kingma with 4, Shea Kukurado with 5. I'm sorry. Wow. Kingma with 5, Kukurado with 4, Casey Johnson with 3, Joshua Baird with 2, Sean McLaughlin with 2, and then Luke Worley, Jack Adams, Bailey Alabanza, Sean Peterson, and Kyle James all played but did not score for the total of 54 points. 19 of 41 from the floor. For the Lutes, 46%, 4 of 15 from downtown is 27%, and just 12 of 25 from the foul line for an unimpressive 48%. Turnovers, it was 16 to PLU compared to 13 for Carroll, and PLU got out-rebounded 32 to 26. On the Carroll side of the ledger, as they improved to 4-7, Tanner Zoski, 9 of 17 from the floor, 8 of 14 from downtown en route to 26 points in 26 minutes of work. Ray Pierce with 12 points, 5 of 7 shooting, 2 for 4 from the foul line. Then you go down to Tyler Ingebrigtsen with 9, Charlie Solo with 8, Nick Penny with 7, Troy Hoat with 5, Ryan Clary with 3, Joel Hesch with 2, Anthony Marlowe with 2, Kyle Maupin with a pair, and then Justin Gruber, Michael Kane, Alec Hamilton, Corey Neese, Joey Archer, Caleb Thomas, David Analis, and Taryn Hall all played but did not score for the total of 76 points. 28 of 49 from the floor for Carroll, 57%. 10 of 21 from beyond the arc, 47.6%. And 10 of 18 from the foul line, 55.6%. Carroll got 19 points off of the 16 turnovers by PLU. And PLU managed just 7 points off of the 13 turnovers by Carroll. Bench for Carroll delivered 22 points compared to 17 for Pacific Lutheran. And that's how it went down here tonight as the Pioneers of Carroll defeated the Lutes of Pacific Lutheran 76-54. So we're going to take a break. We'll be back out in a little bit with our final game of the night. The Pointers from UW Stevens Point, the 4-time national champions, facing the number 1 team in the country, the Missionaries, the Blues of Whitman. We'll be back in a bit.